So we're going to just what we going to start?
Yes, we are.
All right, we got a little flow up in here. So today, this is Sisters on the Couch talking sister talk.
That's
okay,
right.
And we're going to talk a little bit, talk about healing, deliverance, when it comes to alcohol and drug abuse. Now, my story is a little different, but however, I was addicted to something. Yeah. And my addiction was shopping. And most people might say, well, what? Yup, it was shopping. Because in my past, I was once married to someone that was addicted to drugs. And not only that, coming up as a young girl in our household, I had a sibling that was also addicted to drugs. So I experienced it on the other side of not being a user, but it felt like what they were going through, I was going through, and I'm explaining that, and I'm explaining it on a side where you have someone you love, and you don't want to see them in that way, but in the same token, their mood swings, their changes, their cravings, and all that stuff, it overflowed on me, but the difference was I did not use. And it overflowed on me because the verbal abuse, but I still extend love. And sometimes that can be hard for family members to extend love to a person that's being very argumentative, diabolical with their tongue towards you because of the disease that they're in battle with and they're struggling with, right? And you be trying to figure out, well, I can speak for me. I was trying to figure out, like, how can I help? How can I help them understand that this is not something for them? But the one thing I recognized when I was younger, dealing with my sister, it was like I felt like I was her savior, and so to speak, because anything she came to me and asked, even though I knew that she was going out to do something different, I still gave it to her. So I felt like I came to know that I was the enabler because I was yielding to her desires. I could have had $20, $10, whatever, $5. She would have taken it. But I grew to know that I was the enabler, and it hurt bad when I first told her no. It hurted me bad when I first told her no, and I seen the anger come out, and I seen that she just was like, "You telling me no? You telling me no?" And she felt abandoned. To me, that's what I thought she felt: abandoned, rejected. And as years going on, I thank God, I give all God glory that my sister has been clean for over 40-something plus years.
Go ahead.
And I often tell her, you know, whenever we hear her and I have talks, that her life story can be a powerful testimonial tool to help others, to never be ashamed of what she came from.
That's right.
Because a lot of times what we go through, we think it's for us, but it's actually to help someone else. And her journey, in all honesty, she's ministering now, and her journey was to help someone else. Although she lives in Maryland, but she do come up here, she can help others no matter where she is. And that goes out to everyone who may be on this live, who may have, struggled, been delivered. Because we have a testimony, we have a living proof right here of deliverance. And I just thank God that she came to a place where she said no more. And she made it her business to stay on the other side of being clean.
Hallelujah. Thank you.
Being clean.
For that.
And then, as time went on, I wound up marrying somebody. my first husband, God rest his soul, because he's no longer here. God had gave me and showed me at the time, he showed me signs and wonders. In other words, he showed me warning signs, which I ignored. And on the day of our wedding, we had an after party after the reception at our house. And the first time I found out that he was indulging was on the patio of our place. And at first I thought I was hallucinating or seeing something because I didn't have my glasses on. Now, I need my glasses to see everything. And I didn't have my glasses on, so I said, well, let me get my glasses because I know I didn't just see him, snort. So I went and got my glasses, and I started peeping out the window because the kitchen window, you could see the patio, right? And I seen him and a couple friends out there, they was just having a ball. So at that moment, I kind of went off a little bit and I exited everybody out the house. I said, party's over. Exit everybody out. So then I was like, God, this can't be happening, not on my wedding day.
Right.
We just got married on my wedding day, right? So then I said, after I went off, and all that good stuff, and then the next morning came and he was very apologetic and said that was his first time and, so on and so on. I believed him. And I said, now at this point, if this was your first time, it had to be your last time because you can become addicted. And I shared my sister's story with my husband at the time. And it had gotten worse. And then he was saying it was just alcohol, but he was doing both. It had got worse over a period of time. And I said, I'm going to hang on in there. I'm going to hang on, even though God was giving me exits to exit out. I said, I'm going to hang on in there. I'm going to try to be his support, try to engage and encourage him and go to meetings, blah, 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 so on and so on.
So he did go to meetings?
He went to one.
Oh, okay.
And now this is going to sound real strange. He was supposed to meet me at a meeting, come from work to meet me at the meeting. I'm in the meeting. So I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, well, he's going to be walking in anytime. I actually sat through a meeting. And they was, they looking at me like, why is she here? So I did explain, but moving forward, other things came out and about, and God delivered me from that marriage. And it was hurtful. And he delivered me out of the marriage, and he also delivered him, but he delivered him in a way where he had to be incarcerated. And of course, being incarcerated, you don't have the means, as you're going through the process, you don't have all the means to get what you want, what your flesh start craving for.
You can get.
Well, the first stage. Maybe when you went up.
Go ahead, you go. That's what you thought.
Well, yeah, but hey, yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, she right. That's probably that is what I thought. That is really what I thought. But again, I'm like, okay, he's detoxing, he getting clean, he's, he been, whatever, but that life was something that I said I never would ever want again.
And that's something? Thing is cunning, baffling, and powerful. I just have to say it.
Yes, it is.
Every time that thing is vicious. I'm letting you know it is vicious. And you will be surprised to whom it's attacking.
Mm-hmm. And so with that being said, during that time that I was dealing with him, trying to be supportive, I became more of a shopaholic that you would never ever could think or imagine. I had galores of credit cards.
Sound like somebody I know.
I had galores of credit cards, okay? And every time, if I knew he was high, I wouldn't shopping. Every time, if I felt like, oh, you did this, or you went and spent this and spent that, I went shopping. It could have been the smallest thing. I went out and I got it. And then I didn't even need it.
That was your go-to, though, right?
That was my go-to.
That was your comfort.
That was my comfort. But that
How
piece
many
of
of us is
comfort,
doing that? How many of us have that addiction?
that piece of comfort of going, soon as if I got mad, or I just said, you know what, I'm out of here, blah, blah, blah. I'm out shopping, and I'm telling you, that peace and comfort caused me to fall into a deep, deep hole of debt.
That sounds like my addiction. Like, to just, talk about addictions is addiction. We all have addiction some kind of way with something. Like that hole you just mentioned is the reason why I'm cutting in on that. Because, I looked at the hole too.
Right.
When I was in my active addiction, with the cocaine and drugs, I would go out and fall in the hole versus walking around the hole because I had no way of knowing that.
Well, I fell in that same hole.
Okay.
Being a shopaholic.
That's what I'm talking
about. You understand? I fell in that same hole.
Mm-hmm.
So at that point, nobody couldn't tell me I was a shopaholic or I had a shopping addiction. Nobody couldn't tell me. I wish you would.
In denial.
I wish you would tell me that. From my kids to, it could have been household items. It could have been a pillow.
You just bought something.
I just brought it at the counter. Here you go, ching ching, ching ching, ching ching, ching ching. Not realizing, Sophia, you gotta pay that money back. I lost all knowledge of maintaining my credit. I lost all knowledge maintaining my credit. I had said, I came to a conclusion, okay, I'll pay it next check. And I'll send this amount next check. Then I started noticing I was sending them $10 here, $20 there. Right? That wasn't enough. That was not enough to get out of the I ain't gonna say millions, thousands of dollars of debt that I was into. And I'm gonna tell you what woke me up. I went to go purchase a car. Because the vehicle I had, it had declined and we had to bury it. Went to go get a car. I just knew this is going to be easy peasy. I'm into the dealership. Looking at the vehicle. Picked out the one I like. They told me, you need a cosigner. What? I was like, what? I need a cosigner. My credit is good. I got 20-something plus credit cards. My credit is good. I got over $50,000. My credit is good. No. Sophia, you didn't realize you've been outspending. Had your shoes, the clothes, the household furniture, the rugs, the lamps, the mirrors, Xbox, the kids had stuff. It just was. I never will ever want to go back that way again. I have learned and it was a hard learning lesson that I experienced. And sometimes when I do talk about it, Tracy, I get a little emotional.
I see it.
Do you?
They can't see it, but I see it. I'm going to do one of these numbers, y'all. Y'all know my norm. I learned to keep a box of these now, y'all, because I mean, everybody, even the men get emotional. I got to keep them tissues.
Woo! Because people may look at that as something small,
But it's big.
but it's really big.
Every
And-
addiction start out small.
Right, and
Everyone.
and it can literally put you in the poorhouse. It can put you out in the street. It can put you in places that you would never think or imagine that you would ever be in, because of who you think you are. You know, you're a church girl. You do this, you do that, and blah 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 blah. But you would never think in a million years you would have so much high debt that you couldn't even be paid to feed someone out on the street. And because of that, I didn't realize that as he was spiraling down, so was I. So now he was spiraling down because of the drugs and the alcohol addiction. I was spiraling down because I was out being a shopaholic, becoming addicted to shopping, buying anything and everything, and it didn't matter what it was. So two people not realizing, I'm thinking that I'm helping, but really I wasn't helping, I was avoiding.
Exactly. Yep.
So I'm running off, doing my thing. And it even got to the point where I was like, hey, let's go to, every Sunday after church, we were going to a restaurant, me and the kids.
Them credit cards will get you, though.
And he was like, well, you fixed dinner, why did you go out? Did that make sense?
You fixed dinner already?
I had fixed dinner early that morning. I used to get up, because I learned from my mom, she used to get up like 4 or 5 in the morning, put the meats on, go back lay down, whatever, you know, and then prep her her sides and everything. And before we left out to go to church, dinner was partially done.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So when we come home from church, we have our Sunday meal, and boom, bam. But that didn't make sense because I fixed dinner, but then I was like, you know, I don't even want to go home. I didn't even want to go home no more. Let's go out to eat.
So, not wanting to go home, was it not wanting to be around him, knowing what was going on? So he became active in the home with it?
No.
In front of you?
No.
Okay.
I just didn't want to be around him. Like, if I walked in, I can tell that
You knew when he was high.
I knew he was high, and I knew he was very integrated.
Yeah, because we can't hide that. You know what
And-
I mean?
and-
we can't hide it.
And he used to say all the time, he was like, I ain't nothing wrong with me. And I'm like, Lord, Father. And I prayed for deliverance out of my marriage.
Okay, that's the best way. You gotta pray about everything, girl. I learned that. Prayer is the bomb. Prayer is the way.
I did indeed pray, and ask God, and I actually asked God to forgive me for not paying attention to the warning signs before I said I do. And it cost me a lot, but God restored over a period of time.
Your sanity.
My sanity, my disobedience, and being good stordship over my finances. God restored. But it
So
took
you're
a
in
long
recovery
time.
now?
Yes.
I had to say. So you're in recovery now?
Each and every day.
Absolutely.
To be honest with you, each and every day, because when COVID hit, that's when I felt like I was getting ready to fall back into. But thank God.
A lot of
To God.
people fell out of recovery during COVID. A lot of people fell back into a lot of their depressions, you know, and everything. So that was a big one for all of us who suffer with something. You know what I mean? It was crazy. That was a crazy moment that they put that daggone disease out here on us. You know, they do everything for a reason. Y'all know that's a whole nother conversation too. You know what I'm saying? But I think it was just put out here to get, you know, for a lot of us to do what we did, die, and to fall back into old ways, and, you know.
Well, I almost fell.
Yeah.
But you would have never known it. And none of y'all never known it either. Even some of y'all who think y'all know Sophia, y'all know Sophia on the surface of what Sophia showed you. But you never knew that I was scratching almost a bald spot in my head trying to figure out how I was going to pay this and pay that. One time, girl, my electric got cut off. Right? And I'm in my mind, I said, oh, I'm going to just go back. I'm going to go pay it. How about I was in the negative? So I couldn't pay it, right? Back then, we had people who would come that you know, and I had my hair salon at the time.
Wired up.
That come and finagle
That's
thing.
right.
And then
look,
we had
I wired up so much back in the day. Look, they took my whole electric box off the house. They took the whole freaking box. Look, they made sure I ain't doing no more, man. I was sorry. This was in Holy City. Cable people treated me the same way, because I was still on their cable too.
This is when I was in Rosny Square. For real, true story. And I said, oh Lord, what I'm going to do? I got these kids, my food, I just went to the market, blah, blah, blah. And someone said, I'm going to call, I forgot his name.
Jeff.
It wasn't Jeff at the time.
Wasn't Jeff? Because you know Jeff was the man, y'all. God bless him, rest his soul. Jeff was everybody's electric company. Cable company too.
Yeah. Well, the gentleman that came, he was an older man. And he said, young lady, and he gave me the speech of that I didn't feel like listening to. And I'll be honest, at the time I was only 26 years old. I didn't feel like listening to this man because I said, oh, you sound like my mom, you sound like my dad, you know, and my mom don't know half of the stuff that I'm going through. So, you know, I was afraid to tell her because I knew it would be a lecture behind everything. You know, I didn't teach you to be like this. I didn't teach you to do this. You should know better, blah, blah, blah. So, but to God be the glory. To God be the glory.
Just to say this, just listening, because you know, I don't know what she's going to talk about, y'all. I don't know what anybody's going to actually talk about when they sit on the couch. But I know it's dealing with some type of family-related addiction, you know what I mean, with someone who's in addiction or self. You know what I mean? I appreciate this on this show because when I speak on living in my truth, this is just clearly what you're doing. You know what I mean? But you're allowing people to see air of addiction that I was hoping somebody came on and talked about, you know, something like a bit different, because I always say addiction is an addiction. We all addicted to something, you know what I mean? And to hear like the way that your story is going is basically the same way we as addicts, our story it goes the same way. So I'm learning right now that, you know, disease in whatever form that it is, of course I call it a disease of addiction. In every form has a story. You follow what I'm saying? That at the end of the day, it sounds basically just like my story as an addict. You know, the point of how you going with this. You know what I'm saying?
It
I'm
is.
sitting here like,
It is.
wow, I did that too. You know what I mean? And this is what drugs. You know, I did that too. The mask wearing. You know what I mean? Not wanting to tell nobody. You know, bringing it around. You know, for me, bringing it in front of family and friends and try to hide it at the same time. You were saying your other significant other, God rest his soul, who's not. Did he die from his addiction?
No, he was incarcerated for many years, and then when he came out, I think he found out later on after he got back, locked up again because he messed up on parole or something like that.
Parole.
He found out then he had cancer.
Oh wow, wow. A lot of people go inside the halls. The walls and find that same thing out. You know, I worked inside the walls for 7 years. I just wanted to get the life and help the brothers. You know, in jail to come out. You know, see a better life when they come out and know that change can happen. But anyway, like just the surface of your story is I've heard in, you know, drug and alcohol addiction. That's just the point that I wanted to say. You know, like everybody that comes to sit on the couch, you know, your story is your story. You know, no matter what you choose to talk about. You know, it's a comfortable place, it's a safe place. You know what I'm saying? And even though it's still intertwined in drugs and alcohol. And when I first started this, I said this platform is just not for me. It's just not for the drug and alcoholic, but it's for the family members, you know, or a close friend, or, you know, whomever, to get to understand, you know, the addict or the addictive person, you know, and here vice versa, you taking me on that road.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? With your shopping addiction. And pretty much after I got clean, I went the same route. You know, I'm just now working on that. Like the shopping thing. You know, since my life changed and I'm not like whirling in the streets no more.
Right.
You know, it helped me not to shop clothes-wise no more. But then because I'm homebound, because see, I love being home. You know what I mean? I love being in my castle. This is where my peace is. It's where my peace is. You know what I mean? And I don't have a problem with it. I love it. You know what I mean? Because I was running for quite some time. You know, even being clean, just still in the streets. You know what I mean? In the parties, in the clubs, and all that stuff. But then I got more addicted to changing my house up all the time.
Oh my God!
It's crazy. I promise you, I'm serious.
Listen!
Hey, Sophia, I done had every color, every concept, every style, everything that done ran out on me. It's just nothing else I could possibly do is just accessorize. You know what I mean?
Listen!
I'm serious. Yeah, I'm serious. But to me, I use my 12 steps, right? I use my program. I use my 12 steps because I use them for everything.
Everything.
You know what I mean? It's a guideline for me for everything, right? So I use my 12 steps, and it's been helping me, and I share it. I do share it, like, with people. You know, girl, I stopped this. I'm not going to buy it. No, I used to change my house every 6 months.
Listen.
Or 5 months. Then it got to 3 months. You know?
When I was going through?
Yeah, now, I think it's another stage of my boredness. Because in recovery, we get bored. And I do get bored. You know what I mean? Then I'll sit around. It's crazy. And I'll look at that thing on the wall right there. Right there. Look, I'm just telling you. Look at that. And I'll sit here and say, you know what? I can find something else for that. And it looks totally fine.
Yes, it does.
You follow what I'm saying?
It's
but
gorgeous, actually.
My head will say, all right, that's been up there for about 4 months, 5 months. Go find something else.
And put up there.
Yeah, I mean, you really making me really see that I'm still battling this thing. I thought I was calmed down, you know, from the shopping and all that stuff, right? You know what I mean? But disease is cunning, baffling, and powerful.
Yes,
and I don't care what it's through. You know what I mean? If it can't get me with the dope, it's going to get me financially. Because I don't be having the money sometimes to get this stuff, but I just figure out a way.
Let me tell you something. when what's some things came out? Affirm, Credit Karma. No, not Credit Karma. Affirm, and y'all know what I'm talking about out there. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Affirm.
Progressive.
Shop Stop or something where you can pay as you go.
Pay as you go. Yeah, yeah.
Now I thought layaway was bad when they had layaway.
Mm-mm.
I was the layaway queen, y'all.
Me too.
I'm telling you, come Christmas, oh my God, my house was ridiculous, right? When you talk about changing out every Friday night in Crosby Square, I will turn the boys' room, the girl, my living room, my room, downstairs living room, the kitchen. The kitchen wasn't but so big for me to be right. I didn't have that much cabinet space, so I had all kinds of pots and pans
All over the place.
to match the color for.
All over the place.
I would change the living room, go buy something. It could have been pillows. It could have been a mirror. It could have been the curtains. Long as it was something different and new.
It made you feel better.
It made me feel
Me
better.
too.
And I didn't care what it was.
I don't know if any of y'all out there, if I know some people who's worse than me. Trust that.
And me too.
And they know who I'm talking about
And me too.
watching this. Especially since this Amazon thing. I mean, everybody is like addicted to Amazon.
Yes.
You know, y'all
Yes.
watch it because it's addictive. Y'all watch it.
is.
It'll have
It
y'all
is.
going crazy. And y'all think them little prices ain't adding up. Yes, they are. You know what I mean? All that let you get the product and all that kind of stuff. That
Right,
interest
you
on the
said.
back of it is vicious. You know what I mean?
Where there's a
But
will, there's
where
a way.
there's a will, there's a way. Absolutely, Trees. You know, where there's a will, there's a way. But I'm just saying this because I share that addiction. You know what I mean? That was another addiction that I found that I had through my recovery period. Me getting clean and learning a process and how to restore me. You know, especially the sanity part, to restore me, keeps me focused on everything that comes to me now that I realize that I'm just overboard with.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And shopping was one of them. Definitely one of them. But for the grace of God, though, I have that pretty much, you know, intact. I had promised, I told my kids, you know, that I said, I am not. They used to come here, everybody come here, they'd be like, she ain't gonna have this long, she ain't gonna have that long, I'm gonna get this first. They used to be in line, you know what I mean? But today, I've gotten better. And everybody that knows me on here, family, Trees, all of y'all, I've had my living room furniture because I love it. I found me.
Something you
that I could go at peace with, and it was a challenge. But I've had that furniture for 8 years, and that's great. That's great for me. Now I've accessorized around it. You know what I mean? But I will not, and I'm telling you, it always come to my mind because I don't think I can accessorize no more. Knocked out walls, did it all. You know what I'm saying? And it just haunted me. And I'm serious. Just from this conversation that we had, I'm like, you know, that ain't nothing but my stinking disease trying to get me to do as I know I should not do. You know what I mean? That I don't have to do just because. Just because. You know what I'm saying? So, and I haven't bought new furniture. You know, I haven't bought new furniture in here I've been with this for a couple of years, about 4 years or so, you know, which I'd have been got rid of it. You follow what I'm saying? But today I'm learning to just appreciate what I have, you know what I mean? And just accessorizing, ladies, accessorizing is allowing me to continue to enjoy what I have.
What you already have.
What I already have. So
that is
yes, I fight with that too.
Of deliverance.
Yeah, I fight with that too.
So
you know, because I look at it like I ain't buying drugs.
Right, but you just, you know.
But you can also substitute it for something else, and that's what this has become to me. Just to hear you talk about that addiction with buying things and buying clothes is bad for a lot of us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm so glad that you came on to share that.
Mm-hmm.
You follow?
Yeah,
because some people don't pay no attention.
Honey, I was a mess. I was 26 years old, and I'm telling you, about the time I reached 30 years old, I was in debt way over my head. You know how when we bury bodies 6 feet?
Mm-hmm.
I think I was beyond 6 feet.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Trying to figure it out. Trying to figure it out. Like,
you know they get double credit.
Oh, well, they do get
Man,
double
it's
credit.
fake.
Girl, I was 12 feet. I was 12 feet. I was 12 feet then.
Y'all, I am not feeling good today. My head is pounding me like crazy, but I'm enjoying this.
Well, we're gonna
we
pray.
cool.
We're gonna
We
believe
keep
God
this
too.
going
That
on.
we're gonna pray and
And
believe
we
God
cool.
for her healing,
Yeah.
and that by the end of the night you will feel better. That
I want to shout out some of the people. Hey, Marquise, how are you? What's happening, bro? I got 2 weeks at work today. I had to come home, man. I don't feel good. Doreen, thanks for coming on. Is this Shalonda Jones? Tate. Yes. What did I say? Be content where you are. This is good. Yeah. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoying it, because when we come here and we come on this couch,
and Amazon is
we have conversation.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So everything is not always bad. You know what I mean? Even in addiction, you know, everything is not always bad. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, once we start, you know, surrendering and justifying the situation. You know what I'm saying? I'm loving this. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's calm, it's cool, it's adult. You know what I mean? And look at the people that's come on. I know a lot of you came on here because Sophia's on here. I see a lot of names, you know, or
they
coming
came on
forth.
here because this is a day that the Lord have made.
Absolutely.
And they also want to be delivered.
Absolutely.
To live in their truth, no matter what it is.
Mm-hmm. Shalonda Jones, thanks for being on. Hey, Rabia, you know I love you. Trish, you know you my girl. Here go Yadira Fuller against Stacy. How you doing, baby girl? I ain't seen you in a minute. Maria Crumpler. Hey, Riri. Priscilla Toole. Hey, that's my sister. That's my sister. Linda Curry. Hey, Lynn.
Hey, Linda.
And of course, my loving cousin, Patrice Todd. That's my baby girl. Denise Matthews, love you. You know that, sis. Michelle, Sean Myers, thanks. Jacqueline Nichols, thanks. Hey, Jackie Jack. Letty. Rabia again. Denise Charles Spencer. Hey, niece, you caught that time, huh? On the job. Deneen Grubbs. Is that Grubbs?
Mm-hmm.
Grubbs. Debbie Wimp. Hey, Deb. Rynette Thomas. Hey, Rob.
Hey,
Pam Danner. Hey, sis. Dawn Hudson. Kim Ritchie. Penny Savoy. Look at this. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. I am so glad to be talking with everybody. You know, even if it's on the live, you know. Kim, hey! Linda Rains, hey! Oh my gosh, y'all, this is love. This is loving. Love. I love it. You know, Kim Ritchie said the same thing. Love this. Gloria Ferguson, Steph. What's up, Steph? You know, we got to get together too. Robert Pettyford. What's that? Stephanie Wynn. Oh, that's my Steph again. Shanika, Dawes, Yana, Tia, Angel, D-Ray, Shalonda. Look, thanks everybody for being here. Hey, Mo, Joni Neal. Hey, Tanya, Donna Billups. You know, thank y'all for supporting this and coming on. Roz, is that Roz? Yeah, Roslyn Burton. Yep. And Arnold Montgomery. Didn't I say Arnold?
Yeah, that's
Arnold. Arnold Montgomery. Thanks y'all for coming on. Like, you know, this is cool. This is great. This is awesome. You know, when y'all can pop on. You know, I try to bring a lot of people on so a lot of people can watch. That's the name of the game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I have so many people that comes on and messenger me. You know, I'm having people now wanting to come on the couch.
Good.
You know, and this comfortable space. You know, it's not coming on here just to tell your business. You know, it ain't even about none of that. You know, it's coming on here to live in your truth. You know what I mean? For ones of us who's having problems with that. You know, which a lot of us wear so many masks, we don't even know the problem exists. You follow what I'm saying? And some don't, I understand, don't want to come on a live or something to, you know, talk about their lives, you know, but this is for the ones who do and that are comfortable and calm with it, because you're not alone no matter what we're dealing with and what we're going through. But, you know, it's an open space for anybody who wants to. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to tell everybody that they have to do this, because you don't. You don't at all. You follow what I'm saying? But if you choose to and you want to, just know that the family that comes on here has been awesome. You know what I mean? It's no nonsense. It's no nothing. It's just grown-up talk. And it's just one person helping another. That's what this is all about. This is the walk that I've taken with this. You know what I mean? Extremely for my drug and alcoholic sisters and brothers. You know what I mean? But, you know, when we get well, you know, better, and we get on our feet, this is beautiful for me to be able to sit down here and have this live. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, it's helping me save my life.
Okay.
You follow?
Remain.
That's right. It's helping me save my life, as well as I'm helping others, you know, to even want life or to want to begin life again. Because when we're out there, you know, in them streets and society and doing all the stuff we doing because we programmed to do that. You know what I mean? It's just not, you know, the drugs that keep us out there. It's just the wanna be. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of us to wanna be versus Sophia's having an event tonight, you know, and I'm invited, me and my significant other. You know what I'm saying? That's like a peaceful state of living for me anymore. You know what I mean? That's more calm. You know what I mean? Even though half the time I can't make one thing or another. I'm telling you, y'all, being sick is crazy. You know what I mean? You know, but God still gives me that. I mean, I ain't dying. You know what I mean at this point, but you know, my sickness gets me weak. You know what I mean? And then I don't feel like doing anything. You know what I mean? So I'd rather stay home and, you know, just enjoy my atmosphere, you know, where I'm at. But we all have something that we don't want to keep better than ourselves. And now we have a platform that we can come on and share like two grown women. You know what I mean? You know, no hate, no nothing. You know what I mean? No talking about nobody. We talk about ourselves.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the most important thing. Yeah, we talking about ourselves. You know, when we talk about otherwise, you know, on our phones, you know what I mean? But we live in our truth in so many different ways. I learned from Sophia. You know what I mean? I admire
each other.
Sophia. Exactly. You know, and that's the world I'm in today. You know what I'm saying? I'm not in all that, you know, trying to, you know, be this and do that and gotta have this, you gotta see me today. I love you seeing me just as I am. You know, and speaking and staying in touch, you know, just the way we do. You know what I mean? So y'all come on in and join us. You know what I mean? Well, everybody got a friend that has a friend that has a friend that has a friend. That's you know, but just be careful who the friends are.
That's right.
You know, we're going to go, you know, I'm always coming up with something to say. You know, because there's nothing. Yeah, be careful of the friends that you think they are. Right. You know what I'm saying? You know, love is love, no matter how you look at it. It's not looking at love, it's feeling loved. Yes. You know what I mean? And feeling loved and being looked at like you're loving somebody is two different things. You know what I mean? Or to be able to accept somebody that you love that you thought was loving you back. You know what I mean? Right. And it wasn't. Right. You follow what I'm saying? So it's keep it all real on this show. You know, because a lot of us been through all this girly stuff. We've been through a lot of this, you know, messing around and all kinds of stuff. Look where I put myself at, not even realizing at 17 years old. My son is not even his supposed to been father. And I'm finding it out 46 years later. You know what I mean? Life is life, and I keep stuff real. You know what I mean? I'd have never known that until I died if it wasn't for him to seek that out. You know what I mean? So living in my truth is all of what I pray and I hope that I can continue to do, because there's still things that's coming up with me that I'm like, dang, I did that. I was doing that. And sometimes, you know, some of the things you've done is just so suppressed inside, you know, that you locked it in. You know, me, that I believe, you know, with a disease that's cunning, baffling, and powerful like my own, won't allow me to bring it out because it's ammunition for it.
Right.
To take me out. You know what I mean? This is to all my still suffering addicts and alcoholics and recovering people. You know what I'm saying? You know, disease is cunning, baffling, and powerful. This thing works through people, places, and things, and it lives with me as it lives with you. You have to come to believe that. You know what I mean? So this is why I'm sharing like that, and I come off of certain things and put this back where, I have to do for, other people that's watching. And for what reason they're watching, but they can see and feel, hopefully, just like I do with your addiction.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Once addicted. I don't claim it anymore.
Oh, okay. See, she don't claim hers. I claim all of mine.
I don't claim.
That's just my way of living.
My way of saying I don't claim it is that I don't want. See, remember I was getting a little emotional. It's because I'm so happy
where you're,
that I have been delivered to the point where I learned how to do better.
Yes.
And when I learned how to do better financially, I prayed and I said, God, I never want to go in that hole ever again. I don't never want to go in that hole ever again. So now, my reason, that's who I once was.
But you went to him.
Well, I went to God.
You went to him.
Who I am now is because He helped.
Absolutely.
And He delivered me. And He allowed me to suffer.
Yeah, that pain, something.
And the pain was real. And I'm grateful for the suffering. Because if I had not suffered, I probably would be still on that same path, child.
Still doing what you was doing. Not even realize you're doing it.
Seriously.
But see, that's another thing I want, all my brothers and sisters to see, that are in recovery. Addiction is addiction. And with Sophia's addiction with shopping, she went straight to our higher power. For us, we had to have a structure.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? This is why I say it the way that I say it. Because we lost all that. We had no structure. We had no direction. We didn't know how to think. We just knew how to get high, out of control. But now I have a structure. So now I have a process that I take in my life, period. Like most addicts and alcoholics do. That's what we do in recovery. You know what I mean? And that just, we can count on that structure that we have, and those directives that we have to live by, which is our medication. You follow what I'm saying? And that introduced us to God. Well, introduced me to God. You know what I mean? So now I know God comes first and He delivers. Making sense of what I'm saying?
Yes, it does.
He delivers. You know what I mean? So even me feeling like, I had to go through the program first, which is true, because that helped direct me to the source.
All in God's plan.
Got it? It was all in His plan. You hear what I'm saying? It directed me to the source. So now I know that He's first, then the program. For me, today, I can say that. But at the beginning,
it was the program.
I had to learn that. You know what I'm saying? So I use it, my medication. I take that medication for everything. You know what I mean? But I pray first. You follow what I'm saying? And I'm able to to figure things out.
Amen. Amen.
You know what I mean? I'm able to figure things out, you know, a little
Let me ask you a
better
question.
and feel supported, you know.
Let me ask you a question. Now that you recognize that, how does it make you feel?
I feel so loved. I feel so loved.
Yes.
That's what I can say. I feel loved, and if it doesn't come from a being, a human being, I know that God loves me first. You know what I'm saying?
True, girl.
You know, and
I really
know
want
how to
to
live
look.
with
I
it
already
today.
know she have a headache, but those who know me, you know I'm a shouter.
That's the truth.
I really want to shout so bad, but I know she got a headache.
Yeah, I know what love feels like. I know what love means.
Yes.
You know, I know how to accept love today.
Yes.
Not the love that I used to think was love.
Okay.
I know how to feel the real deal. You know what I mean? So that is the best thing that could have ever happened to me. You follow what I'm saying? Today. That thing has, God has calmed me down a whole lot. You know what I mean? And he allowed me to go through what I went through, to get through where I'm getting. You know what I mean? And I still got a lot to go to get to him. That's how I see that. You know? So my walk, I'm walking. I crawled for a while, but today I stand up.
It's okay.
I stand up.
And I think
you know,
crawling
and I
is the
can
best.
walk.
Well, we have what the phrase used to be. You gotta crawl
Before you walk, absolutely.
Crawl
We
before
use
you
that
walk.
phrase all the time. I share that with my clients all the time. It's like this life of recovery is crawling before walking. It's like coming right on out of your mama's womb, but the womb you coming out is before him. You hear what I'm saying? You know, and it's like, you know, it only took one word, 2 letters, 1 syllable to save my life and became my antidote. You know what I mean? My medication, that's no. No means nobody.
Listen, y'all, she don't understand that I am over here suppressing my shouts. Okay? I'm
It's living in my truth.
You know.
It's living in my truth. That's what I mean by all of this. It's living in my truth. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to be a liar or a second-hand liar.
Listen,
I'm
you
trying
gotta
to be the truth.
That's
You
right.
hear what I'm saying?
Because it is.
Yeah, I love this truth, man. This
It
is
is.
love.
It
This
is.
is all love. And this is what I mean by saying that I now know what love means. You follow what I'm saying? Because we think we love ourselves, you know, because it's the man-made love. It's the society love. You know what I mean? But when you find that higher power who's
Love.
greater than yourself, he's going to love on you.
That's right.
He's going to love you. And
That's
he's
right.
going to help you come
No
through
matter
all
what
these things. Exactly.
Kind of
Love is
filthy
beautiful.
clothing you may have on,
Mm-hmm.
God will love you through.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, love is the most beautiful thing. Like all he says it is. You know what I mean? But when you feel it, hey, the truth is the light. So this is why I even chose for this to even be called living in my truth.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people look at it, you know, in a way of saying, oh, she living in her truth now because of drug and alcohol. I'm living in my truth because I found God in my life. That's my living in my truth. You know what I mean? And I'm soldiering the thing that he brought me through. That's what I'm doing. You follow what I'm saying? And I'm still learning every day. You know what I mean? Every single day. And I am committed. You follow? I still do things. I still got that little potty mouth at times. Y'all know that? You know, I couldn't get that F word out my mouth, for God save me. You know? But I'm working on it. I'm working on all that. You don't hear me saying it too much anymore. You know, sooner or later it's going to be, you know, just put to the side because I got to crawl before I walk with it. You follow what I'm saying? So all those little phrases and different things that I use and I say is for me, you know, and how it works for me. You know, so, and that's another reason of this live is to bring you on because this is for you. It's all about you. I don't have a problem with sharing my life story.
Right.
I haven't even shared the bulk of it yet. You know what I mean?
Right.
But you know, that's coming. That'll come in. All that's going to happen.
And
I would need a whole quarter century as I put myself in them streets, a whole quarter century to tell that whole story. You hear? and purchase that thing, because y'all gonna be like,
That's
damn,
right.
ooh, wow. You know what I mean? It's so much to coming up, not, you know, really understanding God's purpose and his will. You know what I mean? You know, and that was me. That was that little girl for me. You know, I just never thought that, you know, he answered my prayers, you know, but he
answered everybody else's.
Yeah, everybody else's
But
but
he didn't answer
mine.
mine.
Yeah, and I used to always hear people say that. I'm like, well, he must not like me. Shit. You know what I mean? And I forgot about him. You follow? Well, I ain't know, you know me, I was, you know, I always was. I ain't even going to try that praying shit.
Right.
I used to say praying shit. Y'all follow me? I can't stop praying today. That's why that favorite of mine is the serenity prayer. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. God knows from day one of recovery, and that prayer was introduced to me. I have not stopped using it. Period. I could be up, that thing will bring me down. You know what I mean? I could be ready to ruin, that thing pulls me back. You know what I mean? And then at the end of the day, I'll have the wisdom to know the difference why.
That's right.
You know?
That's right.
And it gives me that moment to make a choice.
That's right.
It's either going to be rational or irrational.
That's right.
You follow what I'm saying? And I'm going to stay on my path.
And because you don't want to go, you don't want to be a continuous. Well, we all gonna be continuous. We repent every day.
They let me deal with people, places,
And
and things. Hear me, recovering people, places, and things. I'm telling you, that thing is powerful to a recovering addict, and it can be to you if you use it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody picked the prayers that's so long, man. That was straight to the point for me. Straight to the point for me. And there's a lot of prayers I can't even pray with you because I don't know all the words.
It's prayer is just words.
Prayer is prayer.
Prayer is whatever comes off your heart.
Prayer is prayer, exactly, the truth.
Prayer comes with comes off
prayer
your
is
heart.
prayer. I mean, I know the basics, you know what I'm saying? But some people can go and pray like, to pray, see, you didn't pray.
Yeah.
Girl, you sound good, you know what I mean? Me, I can say that serenity prayer. I can say that serenity prayer to another
I want y'all to mark
person.
your calendars.
Hey.
Today's date, because God is getting ready to do, and as He's doing already. Now she's saying that the way she prayed, but God is going to do it. And before she know it, she gonna be like, "Was that me praying?" Yes.
Yeah. I be trying though, girl. Then in my head, disease is so cunning, baffling, and powerful. Disease is say, girl, shut up. And the thing that I'm learning is I don't have to sound like the next person.
That's it.
Because he's gonna receive it anyway.
Thank you, God.
You know what I mean?
Thank you. Yeah,
He's gonna hear me anyway.
That's it.
But I used to be in here trying to practice, y'all. You would be on the floor.
Yes.
On the floor.
Yes.
I want to sound
Yes,
like the way you pray. You know, we all pray because it sounds so good and so flow. I'm like, what am I not doing?
Let me tell you something. Sometimes
That's what I'm doing.
If I'm crying and snotting and praying, you can't sound like me.
Mm-hmm.
If she's snotting and crying and praying, I'm not going to sound like her. Because God knows our voice.
Exactly.
We have to make sure we stay on the path to hear His voice and not the voice of the strangers that's trying to creep in to speak into our spirits, to keep us bound. And guess what? She is on a roll. Because her divine relationship with God has now been exposed in her life.
Yep. And that's how I am with sharing in recovery.
Mm-hmm.
Like you'll hear a lot of people in recovery that goes through the rooms, everybody sound the same. You know what I mean? As if that's how you have to sound.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I had to look at prayer the same way. You know what I'm saying? I am just who I am.
That's right.
I speak recovery straight from the heart. I don't care how it comes out. I explain if it came out weird. I'm going to explain and break it down so you can understand it. You know what I mean? Everything ain't for everybody. And what works for one don't work for the next. You know what I mean? So I find that in praying as well. you know, but it just took time before disease would allow that piece of that puzzle in my brain that I call the matrix, you know what I mean? You know, to get in the right space and connect. You know, that's what I mean, everybody, when I'm talking about the matrix in the brain, how disease breaks the brain all up into all these little pieces like a puzzle. You know what I mean? And you got to be sure that the right piece when you're recovering is going in the right place.
Amen.
Make sense what I'm saying?
Yes, it does.
You know, so that's what I work with. You know, because it's more simple for me. You know what I mean? It makes better sense to me to understand it my way, and it works for me. And then action speaks louder than words. Make sense?
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, it's beautiful to live in your truth. It really is.
Well, the word would never return void. When we speak truth, that's where our freedom is, and that's where we become free.
That's right. And it's like being free. You know what I mean? It's being free. I don't mind. It just part of me just love helping people. You know, and the people that's in my world, as far as addiction and recovery, you know, it's just where God placed me, where He placed me to do what I do. You know what I mean? And I love it. I look forward to it every single day.
It shows.
Not sometimes, all the time. I look forward to it.
And it shows.
You know,
It shows that you're not just doing it just because. You're showing it because you have the love.
I love it. I love it. I really, really, honestly love it.
And that's a good thing.
Right. So back to your addiction. We done jumped. It's like
but it's still tied in.
Conversation.
It's a conversation.
Yeah, it's a conversation
between two friends, two sister girlfriends, and guess what? It is what it is. But I am delivered. But am I really?
So funny.
Let me stop.
Let's show some people out. Hey, Kelly Caldwell. Hey, Shani. Chantel. Who else? Deneen.
Christina.
And God hears your prayer. I
Yes,
know that's
He
right,
does.
Christine. And Christine Chambers. Hey. Brenda Brown. Brenda Brown said yes. And my girl, Naj. Sharon. Marie Lovelet. Sophia English.
And I know her. Hey,
Sophia
girl.
English,
Hey,
y'all.
Sophia Schamberger, English girl, I love you.
Yeah, y'all know what I want to do though on here. Kathy! What's up, girl? I want, hey, Patricia.
Hey, Patricia.
Patricia McBride. Jacqueline Nichols. We love you for always being authentic. Thanks,
That's right.
my dear. Yeah, Antoinette Gordy. This was awesome. Thanks, Antoinette. When you coming? Y'all know I'm going to shout you out there. Hey, Anita. She said, hey, Tracy Williams. We're all under the same umbrella. Get hit by different raindrops. Oh, that's beautiful.
Absolutely.
Too. I love how
That's
you
a
said
beautiful,
that.
yes.
Yeah, hey, Venus. Yeah, I love how you said that, Anita. That's great. I got Anita coming too, y'all. She coming too.
You come, Anita. You come, Anita.
She coming.
You come, Anita.
She coming. Hey, Steve. Both. Who else? It's so many of y'all on here today. Wow. Hey, Dee Dee Jemison.
Hey, Dee.
Better Walker.
Hey,
Hey,
Better.
sis. Who's that?
Vinny. Hey, Vinny.
Marquise, that's my bud, my baby at work.
Rochester.
I'm good. Hope you get better. Thanks, babe. Yeah, I'm struggling here, but you know what? It's an enjoyable struggle. You know, I can't keep the back of my head is really bad right now. It's just nerves, but it's gonna get me when I get off here. Believe that. I just gotta rest. You know, just found out today that my doctor, my rheumatologist doctor, is now leaving the office. You know what? But me and my cousin was just talking about her rheumatologist doctor. That's great. So, guys, see how I'm saying?
Yes.
See what I mean?
He has a ram.
See what I mean? Trees, if you're still on, you see what I mean? Now, this doctor is leaving as of the 16th of August. And they told me they sent me a letter out. I didn't get no letter. You know what I mean? So, they'll leave you just like that. You know what I'm saying? So, my cousin gave me information for a doctor that I just called. And I'm waiting, to get that appointment.
That's the ram in the bush.
Yeah, because you know, I got to be good with the doctor. I got to feel the doctor. You know what I mean? I just don't want any doctor.
That's right.
You know, playing with my life.
That's right.
You know, but, yeah. But anyway, I had a great time on this thing today. You know what I mean? Sick and all, you know. I'm offering anybody who wants to come to the couch and sit on the couch and we talk and have good terms and good times like this. You know what I mean? It's better for me sitting around a bar, you know what I mean? And all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Keeping it real, yeah.
Let me see, where would I have been right now?
Where would you would have been, Sophia?
Let's see, this is Wednesday night.
Wednesday night, I would have been at Diane's.
No, Wednesday night, I probably would have been leaving King of Prussia.
The malls.
Yeah.
I'd have been at Diane's.
I'm looking for an outfit for Thursday to wear to work when I already got clothes at home. That's right.
Especially when you go somewhere and stuff. There's enough stuff in our closets to go up there to go to any daggone thing from a ball or anything else. You know what I mean? But we'll be like, I'm gonna go get something. Yeah, I know that. That's definitely an addiction.
I am
Grassley said, I can't wait for Anita Warner. She's my girl and my class. And you hear that, Nita?
You hear that,
Nita? You're getting shout outs, lady.
Yes.
She and I just talked yesterday for quite some time.
Yes. But it's good to be in a place where you can talk about it instead of crying about it.
Exactly, and people who you know, is willing to listen and send awesome what you call these things when you do that?
Emojis, hearts.
When you send me
comments.
The comments. That's all the word is comments. You know my brain go fried sometimes, y'all. And I want y'all to know too. When I'm on here sometimes and I'm rolling and I'm ripping and my brain go fried and I make up words, I'm gonna come back to the word. Believe me. I don't know if y'all catch it. But I know I'll be doing it. It'll sound like the daggone word. Wait a minute. That's how I know God be rolling with me, because boy, do I be breaking down some words sometimes, girl.
But let me tell you something, you be hitting on key points.
But I be hitting it.
I don't think they catch it.
They'll catch it. We laugh after the fact, but I'll be like, girl, I done messed up at least 9 words.
Let me tell you something, you be on it, and that's the most important part.
I get the message out, though. I get what I'm saying out. That's for sure. And y'all, I'm saying there's a lot of that is due to my illness sometimes. Like, I be forgetting. I could be talking about things sometimes, and I see age got something to do with it too, y'all.
But let's keep it real, and let's speak in our truth. People don't always have to have a struggling disease or anything like that.
Yeah, to do that. I understand that. I just do it more. I do it a lot more now.
Like
I stutter now. Y'all notice I stutter. You know what I mean? All these things.
I never noticed the stutter.
Oh yeah, I always be like, y'all know. Girl, you crazy. I be like, I ain't used to do that. But it's okay, I get that word out. Oh gosh, I get that word out, that's for sure. detox. I don't know if y'all do it, but I know I do it. And I know, look, that 65 number, boy, I'm telling you, that thing be happening.
Hold on.
That thing be happening. You hear me? Yeah.
So now,
Hey, my sister Diane, what's up, Bud? And Breon, how you doing?
hey, cousin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and look, gentlemen, men, y'all, I need you to come on too.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Join us. You know, join this awesome conversations that we be having. You know what I mean? I say that a lot too. You know what I mean? Let me tell you the story on that. My son, rest his soul,
Yeah.
Salim, used to always be, Mom, Mommy, you know what I mean? 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 Oh God, I would love to hear him say that today, y'all. I would love to hear him keep repeating that today. But that boy got on my last nerve with that nonsense. I used to put him out because he used to say it on the boy, get out! Better not say no, y'all. I don't even know what it means. After my son passed, I was told from my clients in prison that Yamin means you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all in bonnets.
Right.
I'm all
Ebonics.
Yeah. And ever since he's passed, I always say, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I don't mind saying it. But I always say, y'all know I'm going to say, you know what I mean, all the time. You know what I mean?
And then now,
And it's just
so
like,
now
it's
it's
just
like,
a part of my
it's a part of
vocabulary.
your vocabulary.
Yeah.
But, well, that's the way of you keeping them close, too.
I don't know about that because I'm tired
You
of
don't
saying
know about
it.
that? You tired of saying
Yeah,
that?
I want to stop that.
We're going to
you
scratch
know?
that. We're going to scratch that.
See, I just said you know just now.
Right.
But I'll be like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Hey, to the life.
Mm. Hey, Ten of Light, yup. And Pillar Too Good. And Zamaj, my nephew. What's up, Zamaj? Yep. But I'm so glad y'all all tuned in tonight.
Please like and share.
And oh, that's Breon Nichols saying I'm gonna check the replay out. Breon, I've even looked at this thing at least 8 times. You know what I mean? So I can see everybody's name and just enjoy it. You know what I mean? See what I was saying, what was said. Because sometimes I don't pick up everything that I talk about. You know what I mean? Like right away in my head. So I watch this over and over and over again because I appreciate seeing everybody. Is that Renee? Renee Ross. Hey, Nay. What's happening? Yeah, we got an audience on here today. We got some friends up on this thing today. Yep, but what time is it? We good?
8:25.
Oh, we good.
So yeah, but you know what? This has been such a I won't say a relief.
You can say whatever you want to say.
What do you think?
You can say whatever you want to say and how you want to say it. It's coming from you. It's coming from your heart.
And feel refreshing.
Mm-hmm.
And feel refreshing because sometimes you just never know a person's background.
That's true.
And we find ourselves, and when I say we, I'm speaking as us as a whole, we find ourselves sometimes looking at someone and instantly we prejudge.
Mm-hmm.
And
or continue to look at their past.
Or that too.
Mm-hmm.
Or keep them hostage.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you want to keep them in shackles and bondage. But that's what the government job is. That's what they're trying to do. Just keep us and taking us backwards. But when you have a loved one and you have someone that may be going through the struggle, my advice is this. You want to make sure that you have a personal relationship with the Almighty God, our Heavenly Father. Because without that relationship, you will become, it can drive you crazy, and you can become either entangled with it or crazy without it. And I mean crazy without it meaning is that you could slip into something else, like I did. I slipped into becoming a shopaholic. Is that the word for real?
Yes, is the word.
Shopaholic. That was really, but it caused me a lot of hardship.
So you did no different than what I did. I had to take a personal inventory on myself.
And I did.
There you go.
And I did not like it.
That's our steps.
I didn't like it.
Our step 4.
And I didn't like it, and I didn't like no one to tell me about myself about it. That someone else may have noticed. And there was a few people that noticed, and it was like, Sophia, you know you don't need that. So, I do thank each and every one coming out or tuning in. Right, tuning in. I said coming out like we.
And look, I was just saying like this should be on TV, on the channel, the broadcast, girl. You just, I tell you, when you get on this thing, you know what I mean. You just go real.
But I'm gonna say another thing too, because usually by this time I will be in the bed. I'll be missing half of the show. I'll start out and I'll find myself going like this. But to God be the glory, I'm up, because I did take a cat nap once I got home from work. And it was a cat nap too.
Yeah, I'm going to give y'all some hearts, you know, because I love y'all and I appreciate everybody who showed up tonight. You know what I mean? It was a beautiful night. Patrice said, Kim Ritchie, I love you more. She's sending somebody a message. And Patrice, I see where you helped us out with Cable Man Jeff. Yes! Everybody know Cable Man Jeff. Everybody on here. We all know Cable Man Jeff.
And I ain't gonna lie, he did come to my salon.
Cable Man been to everybody's house that was breaking the rule, not paying the bills.
Okay.
Absolutely. And there was so many of us, because he was well known, you know, for what he do. And he would be right there walking down any street with a long behind ladder. I loved him so much. He was my buddy on top of just being that guy. You know, my suggestion to anybody that is still struggling or struggling with drug and alcohol addiction, you know, come on in, y'all. Surrender. You know, stay tuned in on this live if it's helping you. You know, if you need to be in treatment, you know, let's find a treatment center for you. If you need to feel as though you need outpatient treatment, you know, you can find that too. Or you can just, you know, take yourself to an NA meeting or AA meeting. You can go online and find them, all of what I just said, online if you look them up. You know, I work at Keystone on Providence Avenue. You can call Keystone, you know, and see if you know, can come in there. Most likely you can. You know, they have plenty of them, Miramont, you know, and different ones. You know, there's nothing wrong with picking up the phone, you know, and just asking, you know. Surrendering is hard, you know what I mean? Disease is strong, you know, so it controls you more than you control yourself. So it's a battle, and you'll have to fight with all of it, even just to say, I want to get help, you know. So just know that help is out here, you know, and I'm going to bring it to you as much as I can, you know, on this live for as long as I can, you know, and pray for you like, you know, people was praying for me, you know, and I realized that people got clean just to help me. You know, as I got clean, now I can help somebody. You know what I mean? And we had this talk on addiction of shopping, you know, and anybody that has any suggestions and would like to come on, Tracy Allen, Living in My Truth, come right on, messenger me, and let's do this. You know, I have a few guests lined up, y'all. It's going to be some real nice lives coming on. We're going to have Joe, too. Joe coming back, too, y'all. Just to let you know. You know, she didn't even mention Joe. I guess she saved that for Joe to mention. You know what I mean? And that's how it should be. That's how it is. Yeah. And she ain't come on here for that. She came on here for her. Right. You know what I'm saying? Some people probably was looking forward to that. You know what I mean? But that's not what you came for. You came for you. You know what I mean? And this is a self thing. You know what I mean? We keep it on the eye. You follow? And it was awesome. I enjoyed it, every minute of it. I enjoyed it. You know, you made me feel better. I laughed. My head is tearing me up. But you know what I mean? But I enjoyed this. this thing
Yes,
too.
pray for her.
You know what I mean? When it flares, it flares. It's just crazy. You can't control it. You know what I mean? And it's just time for my infusion. That's what it is.
So we want to.
Yeah, which is a few weeks away. But again, y'all know I love that serenity prayer, saying God grants me the serenity to accept the things I can't change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. You know, I pray for everybody when I say that prayer, you know, because it's just, I mean, I feel what that prayer means, you know, for me. You know, try it. You might like it. You know, again, we'll be back next week, God granted. You know, I appreciate everybody who came on for Sophia, you know, because a lot of you did, you know, and then just to my people who's on all the time and all the time, you know what I mean? So, then, you know, the more people that I bring on, the more people can share, you know, this live after this, y'all. Just hit share and share it on your phones, you know, so other people who may have never seen it or got a taste of it. It's just like sitting in the front room chatting. You know what I mean? On good, you know, positive terms. You know, they can share it and then they can share it. You know, we have a large number of people that's watching this, and I thank God for that, you know, this live has spread it across the world like this. You know, it's just like, wow. You know, I promised him that I would do the best I could in delivering, you know, the message, but to get this and those numbers is just like, wow. You know what I mean? I ain't like the preachers that get on TV and want money from everybody. You know how they get the big houses and all that. God ain't say charge nobody. You know what I mean? He just says share. Share the word. And that's what I believe. And that's what I do. So y'all, until next week, and don't forget, we get ready. You know, I got merchandise, you know, for living in my truth. All type of things. I'm gonna have a little what you call it? You know, another little live for that every so often, so you guys can really get to see the things that I have, and I hope you support it, because it's only going to support this. You know what I mean? And I'm going to put a scholarship together, you know, for as long as this stay on each year to a child, you know, that has lost a mom or dad or a significant other from drugs and alcohol addiction, you know, to help them, you know, help themselves. So that's, you know, for anything, let's do that. That's good. You know what I mean?
And if you want to start sowing seed now for that purpose and that cause, you can Cash App For You by Tracy. $sign for you by Tracy. And if you want to start sowing seed for that cause to help, because some more that let me tell y'all something, and this is it for me. The one thing I pray that whoever is on this live listening and watching right now is that you understand the importance of support and sowing a seed. Because see, when you bless this ministry, because it's a ministry, yeah, it is. It's a ministry of living in your truth. And if you sow a seed into this ministry, God is going to bless you tenfold. Now, I ain't going to say he's going to bless you financially with more money, but he's going to bless you in areas that you may need help in. And whatever area that is, start sowing a seed so that these scholarships for these children, for children that like she said, parents may have passed away from addiction, please find it in your heart. Pray and ask God. No, it doesn't matter how big, how large, how small, but every seed counts and it all adds up.
And just to say this, these stars and all that stuff that I was getting, you know, was distracting me from the purpose of this. Man, you don't send me that stars. That's through this Facebook crap. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to earn anything that way. I'm getting the reward for it. You know what I mean? But I do and wish that I can do more, because one needs to help another.
That's right.
So thanks for that too. I appreciate that. I couldn't have said it any better.
Oh, well, you just...
I probably would have had to make up a couple words. All right, y'all be blessed now. I'm going to send y'all some
See you later.